Welcome back. In this session, we are going to continue our conversation around how to build self-confidence. Now, I would like to read out some stuff to you, and I want you to pay attention. So let me share my screen with you. Now, let's read this out. The obvious and most common answer to confidence conundrum is to simply believe that you lack nothing. And that's what we spoke in the last video. That you already have or at least deserve whatever you feel you would need to make you confident. So we said that you start building that belief that you have everything and you can become confident in your journey towards success. But a lot of people soon realize this doesn't work, and so they take a different approach. Incremental, external. They read articles that tell them the top 50 things confident people do, and then they try to do those things. They start to exercise, dress better, make more eye contact, and have firmer handshakes. Can you relate to that? I think you also must have tried some of these things earlier in your life and career. This is admittedly a step above simply believing that you are already confident and then you don't belong in the loser loop. After all, at least you are doing something about your lack of confidence. And actually it will work, but only for a little while. And that's what we said earlier also. Again, this type of thinking only focuses on external sources of confidence. And remember, deriving your self-confidence from the external world around you is short-lived, and it's best and completely delusional at its worst. So no, the solution to the confidence conundrum is not to feel as though you lack nothing and delude yourself into believing you already possess everything you could dream of. The only way to be truly confident is to simply become comfortable with what you lack. Now, this is a big statement. What we are telling you here is you should be okay with wherever you are, with whatever you have. And that's exactly is the approach that I want you to take. Because if we look at this journey from a sense of not having something and then trying to achieve that, you are making it more and more difficult. That's not the point. The point is that today I am at a certain point. I am comfortable with that. And then I want to move further from here. And that's how actually confidence comes. This is one lesson that is very important, very critical for you to understand. So it's not about making those incremental changes, about taking those few tips from whatever you read, some of the videos that you see, and then try to follow them. We are telling you to have a very different approach towards self-confidence. And that's what you need to understand. What I want you to focus on is understanding where you are currently. Being comfortable with that by not comparing yourself with somebody else who probably would be in a different stage of his or her career journey. And then once you become comfortable with that, plan out your journey from there. Because if you have a sense that I don't have anything, I don't have something that I desire to achieve, then automatically that thought itself will bring down your self-confidence because you will get into this mentality of not having something. And that is something that I want you to change. And that's the approach which is very radically different from the normal course of approach that people would advise you to take. And this is where, this program is unique. This course is unique. Where we are really trying to understand what can give you real self-confidence. And very clearly, what I'm telling you is that confidence comes from being comfortable with whatever you have. And that's what you start to believe in. Let's move further. Now, the question again comes that, how to move further and become more confident. Now, it's all about, the big start with confidence is that it has nothing to do with being comfortable in what we achieve and everything to do with being comfortable in what we don't achieve. So people who are confident in business are confident because they are confident and comfortable with failure. They realize that failure is simply part of learning how their market works. It's a reflection of their lack of knowledge, not a reflection of who they are in person. So the whole objective of this module is to guide you towards a mindset, a thought process where you should become comfortable in failing also. And everybody fails. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The problem in our society is people actually focus too much on failures, and failure is not seen positive. And which is what I want you to start looking differently. I want you to change your mindset, because if you try multiple times, few times you will succeed and few times you will fail. You should be absolutely okay with that. Everybody fails. There's nobody you would ever meet who has not failed in his or her life. So once one becomes comfortable with a state of failure, that is the time you start building self-confidence. And that is what we need to understand in our journey towards success. So it's all about being where you are, being comfortable with that, trying out with things, being successful with few things, failing in few things, still being confident. And that's how finally you achieve success. And that's exactly what this image which is being represented here on this slide also tells you. So let's move further. Now, the truth is that the route to the positive runs through the negative. Those among us who are the most comfortable with negative experiences are those who reap the most benefits. Comfort in our failures allows us to act without fear, to engage without judgment, to love without condition. So just because if you have failed sometime, that doesn't mean you are a failure. And that thought process has to completely change. So the whole idea of doing this module and taking you through this understanding of confidence is to make you comfortable with failure. Because if you fail and if you are comfortable with that, it removes the fear from your mind. And once the fear goes out, confidence comes in. And this is exactly the cycle that we have to follow. What happens is, in case of a downturn, in case of a difficult scenario which you are facing, we all face a lot of fears. And we also take our past experiences into consideration, where sometimes we would have failed. And all this starts working on our minds. And that's what leads us to have less and less confidence. So the route is very clearly to be comfortable with wherever you are, not moving forward with a sense of not having something or having a desire to achieve something which you don't have today. So being comfortable with wherever you are, trying out new things, not having this fear of failure, and so that you start becoming more and more confident, and the more confident you become, the more success will follow in your life and career. That's the key message that I wanted to drive into your mind, so that you can build that thought process, that belief, that mindset which can continuously keep giving you success. Spend some time with this thought, this idea. Put down your notes. Put down some of your beliefs which you have been following for so many years. And once you put down all these things on a sheet of paper, automatically you will start understanding what is holding you back, what is creating that fear inside you, what is making you less confident in your approach towards a difficult scenario, towards this downturn that you are facing, that you are a part of currently. And that will give you more confidence, and that will give you success. I'll see you in the next module. Thank you.